Get ready for 15 laps of absolute mayhem. Trevor Newland on the front of the grid. Number 14, Dave Gintini. Dave's toolbox, it says. 225, Graham Lashley with a nice big Jaguar. Rod Lunnis' Jag, and not a lot of a Caravan really. I don't think that's going to last very long. The Caravan must stay on the car during the course of the race, or at least the chassis, and I think in most cases that's what they'll end up with, just the chassis being towed around. Roger Wilco, the Aldershot Whitey banger man, is somewhere down this lineup, his familiar black car. There is 20, Wilco. 201, John Dodge. 33, Simon Reed with his big Daimler. Away they go. This is it. You're looking back up the A30 on that Friday afternoon. The rest of the traffic has caught you, and my goodness, somebody's Caravan already disintegrates, and so does the rest of that object, dragging the remains along. Sean Gallagher. Well, it's a good job that oh dear, and Grandma was still inside. I trust that they haven't, of course, these banger boys are a bit forgetful, that they haven't forgotten that the wife might be in the back still making the tea. Somebody has already cooked his clutch, engine, brakes, transmission, the lot. 225, Graham Lashley's Caravan comes to grief. 359, dragging the mortal remains, is run over with Andy, oh my goodness gracious me, Roger Wilco is in the middle of all that lot, along with 629, Graham Rout, 471, Darren Howard. Well, you can see just what a mess this little lot makes as Rod Lunnis, who appears to have lost his Caravan altogether, tries to get out of that little mess. I don't think he's going to make it without a lot of power. The old Jag certainly got it. There's Lashley's Caravan lurking in the middle of the turn, just like a workman's hut. You'll get somebody from Suffolk District Council going to camping in there in a minute. 33, the Daimler, Simon Reed, dragging the little truck. He can use that for camping now. All he's going to do is put some sides on it. Anyway, Simon going very nicely in 30. Look at the lovely slide on that Caravan as he goes in one side and out the other. Oh my goodness, there's a mess on the speedway track. Jeff Priestley's Caravan is somehow miraculously still intact at this time. 353, that must be Wild Bill Aldrin. He's got his Caravan still in one piece as well. Wild Bill not actually finding a lot of grip, and he is out-dragged by Darren Howard. It's just like the sand drags that you see on American TV. They splodge through the mud. The Hulk, Mick Davis, he's still travelling. Well, I don't know about where thy Caravan will rest, but Mick's Caravan comes to rest on that turn and promptly disintegrates totally. The Hulk has seen better days for sure. Trevor Newland still makes progress in 122. By this time, of course, we haven't got any clue whatsoever who's leading the race. Jeff Priestley has decided to try his manoeuvrability, and my goodness gracious me, somebody else ends up right inside that Caravan. One, two, Newland. He left the kitchen unit in there. I hope he remembered to turn the water off. That was possibly for Burp at one time, and now it might be more suitable for those of a very outdoor disposition. A few more bits, and there goes the kitchen unit. That's it. I hope he didn't leave the Elsan in there. 353, Wild Bill going a little bit sideways. I think the wheels have locked up on the Caravan, or it may be something to do with Dave Yoram, 456, who's pushing him down the straight. Yoram is not backing off. Wild Bill takes absolutely no notice whatsoever. Carries on with the foot hard down. He's got the Caravan sideways, but the car refuses to budge. Attacking from the rear on the Jeff Priestley car, it looks as though Priestley escaped from that one. Dave Yoram still working away as Rod the Rebel Lunnis goes through in number 8, the Jaguar. Carnage, look at that. World War III has just taken place on the third turn at Ipswich. That looks like the sort of site that the council always tries to move on when they move in your town. Rod Lunn is still going like a good one in number 8. It looks as though we're coming towards the end of this one. We've got the red flags out. My goodness, it's going to take somebody a long time to sort this little lot out. The winner we got at that late stage is 2:25 Graham Lashley. We'll try and confirm that in a minute. Meanwhile, the race comes to a premature end with a red flag and a totally blocked Ipswich track.